all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it. Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Welcome aboard, folks. We come at you here tonight, live from Lakeside Race Park, or I guess Lakeside Racecourse here in Australia for the Land Down Under 120. 120 miles for a grand total of 80 laps around this very, very bullring short style road course in Australia. And man, it's going to get interesting with the cast of characters that we've had here in Bridge to Cup. That points battle is getting more and more interesting as the weeks go on. We are currently, this is rolling into race number 7 of the Bridge to Cup season. And if you look at the points real quick, just a quick gander at our point standings. Currently, Sebastian Galloway Jr., your points leader after 6 races. Snake Plissken 2nd, Willow Blake 3rd, Lefty Turner, and Billy Lovejoy 5th. So with those 4 involved, they're the only drivers with the win so far is Willow Blake and Snake Plissken in the top 5. Everyone else still seeking that first win on the season, although they're up in the top 5 in points. So let's get through tonight's starting lineup here from Lakeside. Front row, you've got Shy Turtle alongside Snake Plissken there, followed by Lefty Turner and Joey Johnson. Lefty Turner not yet able to win a race yet this season, but he's up there in the points. And then you've got Willow Blake and Santi Messi. Next row back, it's Krista Cower and Finley Herwig. Philip Purpura and Sebastian Galloway Jr. Alex Sanvital and Trevor Vaden. Chase Kovacic just recently won alongside Sarah Taylor. And then you got Silent Amethyst and Alan Malcolm. Ryan White and Billy Lovejoy. Kyler Sestre and Campbell Marsh just announced today that Campbell Marsh will be moving up to a full-time, actually not full-time, a one-off start in the Cup Series for Al Bunch Incorporated. So it'll be interesting to see what he's capable of doing in that limited start program that he's going to get. Jonah Burridge and Andrew Mogert. Tim Morse and Kat Durham, followed by Justin Daytu and Jack Davis. Ryan Little and Cannon Gage. Ralph Oberstadt deep in the field here today. Up there in the top 10 in points, but it's going to be a knockout, drag out for him here today at the road course. Jason So Cam Jordan, Adam Starr, Eli the Wolf, and Jeffrey Gerald rounding out the field here today.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Should be a good race. This track often puts up some very great races that we've had here in the Cup, and now the Bridge to Cup Series also joining this circuit on the calendar. A lot of mileage factors in. Tire degradation is a big factor as well, so we've seen some strategy calls get the racing all that much closer to a battle for the win. So fresh in his new team there, that is Shy Turtle for Willow Racing. The number 99 Cadillac leads the way to the green here today. Snake Plissken, race winner on the season already and second in the points. Sebastian starting a little bit deeper than he's used to here lately, but plenty of laps to move through the field here today. And with Willow Racing, you obviously have Willow Blake there for Courting Brothers Motorsports, just a couple spots back. She was able to re-establish her team here in Bridge to Cup and was able to lure Shy Turtle to the ride. 99 machine second here in second in the field right now after qualifying pole. Snake Plissken leads the way now, heading towards lap 1's completion. Snake Plissken is a huge threat week in, week out, so the rest of the field might want to be a little bit worried here to see him out front already, leading lap 1, leading lap 2, and then so on and so forth. Like I said, strategy calls are going to really factor into this one. 80 laps the distance. Based on the NR analysis, 66 laps will be a pit stop, so should be at least a one stopper here for the Bridge to Cup stars here today. Oh, and we've got Campbell Marsh off in the weeds. That is going to bring out a full course caution here today. Whoa, that was a nasty looking wreck there. Okay, let us get a better replay on that one. Tough break for Campbell Marsh. It's been a feast or famine. After getting the first 2 wins of the season, he has not really had quite the same experience the last couple races. Goes up over the hill there. And unfortunately not able to get back over that hill. Gets it high centered in the bushes there. So that's the 70 of Ryan White, taking out the 15 of Silent Amethyst. She comes back down into the racetrack, and Campbell Marsh, just an unfortunate connection. Not of his doing there, just wrong place, wrong time for the ABI driver. Check one more viewpoint on this wreck. Still a long season for Campbell Marsh. Those 2 wins, he could definitely get back into the championship mix, but it's digging him a fairly deep hole here. The more mistakes that are made, the longer things go along the way here. Well, road course racing, typically we don't have cautions, but here we are again tonight, just like last night. Cautions are on the docket here at a road course, so New fast lap was set just about a lap ago, it seems. Shy Turtle, fastest lap. Snake Plissken, your leader, had the fast laps early, and now it's switching up a little bit. Lefty Turner in third, Joey Johnson in fourth, and then Willow Blake fifth. Santi Messi, Finley, Herwig, and Sebastian Galloway Jr. are your top 8. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to get back going this time around. They'll see the green flag for the restart on lap 6 here. Shy Turtle's going to get the outside, which might be the inside going into that first segment of the racetrack. So, or actually, no, the 81's going to get the inside here. As the pace car pulls off here, they're going to get reset for the restart. Snake Plissken and Shy Turtle, just like the initial start of the race. Wait until they get to the restart zone, and here we go. Back in racing here tonight at Lakeside. Great jump there by Shy Turtle, getting a great advantage over the 81 machine. Each one of these restarts could be a wreck waiting to happen too, so we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled for anyone else getting turned around here today. But go ahead and give that lead up to Shy Turtle here, as Snake Plissken struggling a little bit to get the pace under him on the restart. Oh, another off. Jeffrey Gerald losing it through the first segment of the racetrack here. Oh man, all Canadian racers, teammates, Chase Kovacic and Eli the Wolf go 3 wide and take out the LFG Motorsports number 16. So you got a Canadian at the front of the field and a Canadian running up the tail of the field. Jeffrey Gerald at the very back with Shy Turtle leading the way. And it was all basically brought upon by a team with no Canadian influence, but goes by the name All Canadian Racers, that forced the Canadian all the way back to the end of the field. So very interesting circumstances indeed, having a Canadian book in the fields here today. Snake Plissken, Joey Johnson, Lefty Turner, and Willow Blake, your top 5. Well, great run for only his second race with the team, Willow Racing. Shy Turtle did a great run at Fontana, got a top 10 with a very, very roughed up car, but still came home for a good finish in his debut with the team. And now they go down under here in Australia, and he's up front leading this race at a road course. Starting to look like Willow, the mastermind behind all this, was able to orchestrate a perfect team operation to get this 99 machine the right driver behind the wheel. Typically, when you're a road course racer, when you have the road course ringer ability like this, you lead a lot more laps. You have a lot more possibility to get the wins if you're dominant at these road courses, because passing is at such a premium. All Canadian racers 32nd, 33rd, with Jeffrey Gerald in 34th, dead last. Not a whole lot of drama since this restart. It seems like everyone's kind of followed in line and running pretty solid here. Snake Plissken really closing that gap up, though. It could get interesting, but we do have only about 6-car breakaway at the front of the field here. Plissken maybe looking to try and make things interesting here as he's kind of sticking that nose down on the low side of the 99 machine. As they go drag racing down the front stretch. Shy Turtle racking up those laps led here today, though. Whoa, Shy Turtle's still defending. Snake Plissken getting a little bit out of control there, trying to find the line to make the move. Fastest lap still belongs to Shy Turtle at a 54.1. That's a very quick lap by road course standards. This neat little road course, great for racing action. We do have a few pivotal passing opportunities throughout the track, especially this long stretch that kind of has a kink right here. This move, often there's usually a opportunity to make a move there. And then the downhill part here, this part gets a little bit chaotic as well, just like we saw here tonight with Silent Amethyst getting spun out by Ryan White and the number 8 machine going for a wild ride of Campbell Marsh. But this in its own would be a pretty wild story for Shy Turtle to leave the All-Canadian Racers team frontlined by Eli the Wolf to come race for Willow Racing, whom at one point they did not see eye to eye, but have since formed a form of camaraderie between the two of them. And all of a sudden, Willow has hired her own hitman. As she's sitting in 5th right now, her team car beating her on the racetrack here today. Definitely a 2311 / Denny Hamlin kind of moment to have one of your cars doing better than you in the opposition's team. And then, of course, you got Snake Plissken in 2nd there, who's no stranger to victory. His ARCA campaign was that for the ages last year, where he got about 4 or 5 wins and missed half the races because he only started halfway through the year. Well, even with starting halfway through the year, getting those 4 or 5 wins, it was good enough to get him a seat here in Bridgestone Cup almost immediately. Heck yeah, I love to hear that. That's cool. Hopefully they're enjoying the race. Sigma racing at its finest, I hope, here tonight. Seems like we got a good road course race on tap. This road course, one of my favorites to go to because it actually does provide us with some good combat, a little bit of action, a little bit of passing. It's not completely follow the leader, and we've seen a lot of strategy factor into these races here at Lakeside Raceway Park. I guess I was unaware that there's actually a Dogecoin jingle. I didn't realize that. Guess that's going to be something for me to look up later. Well, Shy Turtle defending the lead here over Snake Plissken. Plissken closing in on that 99. You can see it's a lot tighter than it's been here. Coming down the front stretch, this will be one of Plissken's best opportunities to try and steal that lead back. Shy Turtle, though, carrying a lot of momentum down the front stretch here. Gonna keep that 81 in bay. 81 tried to put in a run there, but just not enough for this lap. 18 laps in, 62 laps to go. The window could start opening anytime now if drivers wanted to pit extra early, or if they decide to try and stretch it as long as they can here today. Never know if we might have any more cautions on the way. Now in dead last, Eli the Wolf, as Jeffrey Gerald is able to get around him. Also on the move, Chase Kovacic gains about 3 spots here. Tough day for some of our other big names, such as Ralph Overstat, Billy Lovejoy, to name a few. Sebastian Galloway Jr. in 9th. Finley Herwig in 8th. Philip Purpura in 7th. And your top 6 right here, Willow Blake losing a spot as she goes backwards here. Santi Messi up into the top 5. Willow Blake back to 6th. Lefty Turner in 4th. Joey Johnson in 3rd. And your leaders, Snake Plissken and Shy Turtle. Well, this battle's starting to brew up a little bit more. Snake Plissken sticks that nose down low in the 99. Might be a little bit of a love tap. The 81 side by side with the 99. Coming down the front stretch. Will Snake have the momentum, or is the 99 of Shy Turtle going to have the advantage of that line? 81's going to try to run it and rail it around the outside. Snake Plissken back to the lead here. Even if it's just briefly, and it looks like Shy Turtle's going to fight back on the outside as hard as he can. 81 not getting away with this very easily. Shy Turtle battles back. That 99 right there, nose to nose. These two continue racing. Shy Turtle back to the lead. What a wild exchange of events there. Those two duked it out for about 3/4 of a lap. Shy Turtle shows why he should be up front leading this race. He's got the momentum. He's got the muscle. Is he going to be able to close it out here today? 56 laps, still a long ways to go. Well, your top 6 pretty much broke away from the rest of the field here. And 7th on back, they're desperately going to be hoping for a caution to maybe get into the mix here again. Or, who knows, maybe some strategies could help them get back up and through the rest of the field. Back up to 23rd here. He's trying to regain as many spots today and fight for as many points as he can get. Chase Kovacic, fresh off of his win at Fontana, he wants to try and make up for lost time here today, up to 29th. But of all the people, Eli the Wolf dead last on the field here today. But it's all about this battle at the front. We might be in for one heck of a race between these two alone. Putting on a show. The Tim Hortons 99, a Shy Turtle, not able to get too far away from Snake Plissken. But at the same time, Snake Plissken not making very many mistakes. It's pretty much mano a mano here at the front of the field. And Plissken seems to reel him in, has a shot to try and nab the lead, and Shy Turtle, with his sheer muscle and strength, is able to get back around him and maintain that lead. Between the two of them, laps led here today looks something like this. 21 laps led by Shy Turtle, 4 laps led by Snake Plissken. Those are your only 2 lap leaders here so far today. And it's just getting good. Once those pit stops do start happening, that's when you got to start wondering who's got the strategy calls here today to make the right moves. They're going to deal with some lap traffic. They're closing in on Eli the Wolf here. That could possibly halt the runs from the leaders and maybe close that gap up behind them. We'll have to see how quickly they navigate through the lap traffic here. what I was talking about, lap traffic, as both your leaders are getting held up by Eli the Wolf, something fierce. Maybe it's a little bit personal. Eli the Wolf lost this driver in the 99 machine and perhaps trying to make his life a living hell right now. It's going to cost Shy Turtle the lead here for Snake Plissken. Not quite. Eli's still blocking both lines. 3 wide with your leaders both sides of the racetrack. Hopefully this doesn't end in a wreck. Eli settles in. Wow, Snake Plissken still trying to make the move around the 99 Shy Turtle. And Snake Plissken takes the lead away. Holy cow. And that was a dirty move from Eli the Wolf there to hold up the leaders. Definitely could have gone without that here today, but this ain't over. 50 laps to go. Shy Turtle falls back to second, gives Snake Plissken a chance to lead some laps here today. Obviously 23 laps led by Shy Turtle. Snake Plissken could catch that tally and start fighting for lead most laps here today as well. Willow gets around Eli the Wolf pretty easily there. Now some more lap traffic on the way here. That is going to be the 18 of Trevor Vaden, who must have pitted just now. So the alternate strategies are starting to unfold here a little bit. Trevor Vaden takes the undercut, which racing here on road courses is sometimes not a bad deal since cautions are far and few between. So taking that undercut strategy, whereas Snake Plissken's already about a second and a half slower. Once the tires get warmed up on the 18, he'll be back to about a second and a half a lap advantage on your leaders here today. So basically that means if he was about 15 seconds back from the lead when he pitted, it'd only take him about 10 laps and he would actually gain all that advantage that he was missing on the field here today. Definitely is going to have to factor into the lap times though. And there could have been some mechanical gremlins for the 18 that forced him to pit. That, however, is not the case. There was just a scheduled pit stop here in today's race that he took. Snake Plissken also getting that honorary attempt to start a cup race in a couple weeks. Him and Campbell Marsh, both, they're going to bring Al Bunch Incorporated to Moses Lake Motorplex. First ever points paying race at the home of Sigma Racing. And ABI wanted to expand and try to get a larger stronghold on the Cup Series for perhaps who knows what's to come with Al Bunch and his own racing team. But the first big step is getting some big name drivers to go out there and fight for wins. You definitely, you'd want to have someone of the caliber of Snake Plissken and even Campbell Marsh, who proved this year with his back-to-back wins that he's a threat. Alrighty, the leaders making their pit stops already. 84 though is going to stay out. That's Santi Messi, who's going to stretch it a little bit longer here. It's really only going to be about one stop necessary. We'll see if some people try to really spice things up and go for two to try and get the advantage of fresher tires on a late run here today. But at the moment, Santi Messi stays out the longest. And Eli the Wolf is the only other one not to pit. So, wow, up to second, Sebastian Galloway Jr. So maybe Sebastian hasn't pitted yet, nor has Alex Sanvital, Alan Malcolm, Billy Lovejoy, Jonah Burridge. Yeah, so these are drivers still mixed in there that have not pitted yet. Rejoining the racetrack, though, Snake Plissken, who should be your new leader. Once they shuffle through, which there's a lot of them still to pit. Yeah, here we go. Sebastian making his pit stop now. Santi Messi on pit road as well. And 33rd place for Silent Amethyst. She's definitely not in the lead lap here. Well, here we go. The Outlaw Gang running 1-2 here. Philip Purpura up to second. Falling back to third, it's Shy Turtle. Fourth place, Santi Messi. Fifth place, Lefty Turner. Sixth, Willow Blake. And then Joey Johnson gets shuffled back to seventh here. Eighth place, Trevor Vaden. Ninth place, Finley Herwig. 10th and 11th, it's Krista Cower. And the 95 is Sebastian Galloway Jr. But how about Philip? Well, we're closing in on halfway here today. It's been an exciting one so far, full of action at the front of the field. Snake Plissken trying to rack up the laps led to try and earn himself led most laps honor here tonight. Shy Turtle still currently holds that at the moment, but not for long if this 81 continues to dominantly lead like he is. Lap traffic again factoring in here. We'll see how well the leaders navigate through that lap traffic. For Shy Turtle, he's hoping desperately that they do not navigate very well through the lap traffic so he can close back in and try to nab that lead back. So currently, Philip Purpura himself in the points sits 7th overall. Snake Plissken is 2nd in the points. Part of the Outlaw Gang, but racing for different teams as Snake Plissken races for Al Bunch Incorporated and Philip Purpura racing for DXP Competition. Here comes the 99, Shy Turtle back on the attack. Philip Purpura is going to block the advance there and keep the position away from the 99. He's going to keep it up high, but unfortunately does not have the forward momentum to get around that 31 machine. Yeah, it's going to be hard to tell because this track I've noticed before that they'll still make more pit stops even though they should be good to go. So kind of the great unknown at the moment. We're not sure if they're good to go or if they're going to see one more round of pit stops here today. But nonetheless, we're halfway. And when they come across the start-finish line this time, 40 laps in, 40 laps to go. New fastest lap set in the race just by this 84 machine of Santi Messi. Moving up to second, that is Shy Turtle back on the attack. Up around Philip Purpura, and now he's got his sights set on the race lead ahead of him. All in the meanwhile, Snake Plissken catches up to the lap traffic of Jeffrey Gerald here. Gerald's going to try to block his run. The 81 goes way low, almost touches the grass there. And he's able to work through the 16 pretty rapidly. Not much for drama here so far. Dead last on the track, the 00 of Eli the Wolf. Jeffrey Gerald goes a lap down. He's running in 33rd. New fastest lap set by Snake Plissken, your race leader. Plissken not wasting any time trying to dominate this race as well as he can. Laps led starting to look more like Plisken's ballpark as he's up to 16 laps led over Shy Turtle's 23. 2 laps led by Santi Messi at one point in today's race here, but he's far from it and will more than likely not get laps led most by the 2 drivers leading the way right now are going to be the ones up for grabs on that honor here today. Wow, Jeffrey Gerald blocking the advances of his fellow Canadian there. Shy Turtle wants to get around him so that he can set his sights on the the 81 machine of Snake Plissken. Plisken's in the 81, not the 24. That was his ARCA number. Almost had goofed up there. Hey, we don't want no game crashes. We don't want to have that bad juju thrown around here. None of that bad juju. Caution maybe, but game crash is unacceptable. I don't want no bad juju on game crashes. That's punishable under scrutiny right there. Keeping an eye on the field as well as I can to try and see any reason to throw a caution here today. Really no mechanical failures, not a lot of side-by-side racing that Gerald could get in a little bit of uncomfortable position here with the lead traffic. Man, I hate when the game crashes. That sucks. Willow Blake on the move here. She's trying to get around the 31 of Philip Purpura for 4th place. As She's going to get around the 31 here, carrying it into the first set of turns here. She's up to 4th, and that drops Philip Purpura back to 5th on back. Still 35 laps to go. Santi Messi trying to get around the lap traffic here. Jeffrey Gerald making it hard, but Santi Messi is going to get the job done now. Willow trying to make quick work of the lap traffic here, Jeffrey Gerald. Oh, but Lefty Turner's going to come knocking in there. Shy Turtle running just a little bit quicker laps, about 1/10 faster each lap. But with a lot of racing left to go, 1/10 a lap would take 37 laps, and we only have 34 to go. Another 1/10 faster lap there for the 99 of Shy Turtle. He's going to have to kind of kick it into overdrive here if he wants a shot to get back into the win here today. 3.66 seconds. And now down to 3.5. So like I said, it's going to take about 35 laps still, and we don't have that kind of time for Shy Turtle. So a little bit of a lucky break may be able to help him catch that 81. Catching him is one thing, getting around him a whole different story. The 99 showing it's got the speed, but is he going to have the capabilities? Well, while things have kind of stretched out here, let's go through the field. Obviously, your race leader, Snake Plissken, in 2nd place, Shy Turtle. Then you got Santi Messi up to 3rd, much improved from his starting position. Willow Blake in 4th, another solid campaign from her, the 67 machine. Then it's number 1 of Lefty Turner. Currently sits top 5 in the points. Joey Johnson as well, top 10 in the points. And Philip Purpura, top 10 in the points. And then you have 8th place, which belongs to the 98 of Krista Cower. 9th place, Trevor Vaden. And 10th place, Sebastian Galloway Jr. Alex Sanvital, Finley Herwig, Andrew Moger, Tim Morse, and Alan Malcolm rounding out your top 15. Followed by Billy Lovejoy, Jonah Burridge, Kat Durham, Jack Davis, and Adam Starr, your top 20. Campbell Marsh, Kyler Sustre, Justin Day2, Ralph Oberstadt, and Chase Kovacic round out the top 25. Kovacic definitely trying to rebound here, pick up as many points as he's lost here today. Next line back, it's Ryan White, Sarah Taylor, Jason So, Silent Amethyst, Cannon Gage, Cam Jordan, Ryan Little, and your race leader already closing in on the tail end of the field group here. This could help Shy Turtle close that gap a little bit more if the lap traffic keeps the 81 held at bay. Well, double wide with lap traffic. We'll check the gaps at the line here. Shy Turtle 3.2 seconds back. That has shrunk down to 2.65, so he cut off nearly a full second once Snake Plissken closed in on the tail end of the lead field here. Last car's on the lead lap, and Snake Plissken struggling to get around him. Shy Turtle closing that gap. Lap traffic can often force mistakes, so hopefully Plissken has his brain well ironed here today for the race to try and avoid making any mistakes. But when you're messing with the squirrels in the back, you're more than likely to get your nuts crushed. Wow, look at that. Shy Turtle closing in on the 81. He's going to be within at least a second and a half, I'd wager, by this lap. Look at the gap and how close it's shrunk. 2.14 seconds. Not quite 1.5, but getting there. Getting close. Like I said, too, forcing mistakes, lap traffic can often cause problems for your leader. Cam Jordan holding up the 81 and his progress. 81 not allowed to get alongside the 65. That's going to cost him a little bit more time as the 99 continues to close that gap to your lead. Well, Snake Plissken putting more cars between him to Shy Turtle, which only helps his situation a little bit more. Shy Turtle's going to have to work his way around these three cars now to even be within the same bumper distance of Snake Plissken again. But he's closing that gap, as you can see, getting closer to the front of the picture. 1.12 seconds the deficit. Also moving throughout the field. Looks like Sebastian Galloway Jr. up to 8. So some movers outside of the top 5. Santi Messi trying to make Shy Turtles race a little bit harder here, getting on his back bumper. 99 wants to get around this lap traffic ASAP, as soon as possible. There he goes, getting around the 65 of Cam Jordan, and now he's working that back bumper of the 21 of Ryan Little. Well, the 84, Santi Messi also working through the traffic with Shy Turtle here, as those two still very much having to work their way through the thick of it here. Snake Plissken getting around some more lap traffic here, but he's going to be pigeonholed in behind the 55 machine. That's going to slow up his pace a little bit. Silent Amethyst, she's going to keep the 81 behind her, keep her lead lap position. Not for long though. Here comes Plissken back through. The 15 falls behind to go a lap down. But your lap traffic racing with each other here, that's only causing Plissken more of a headache as he doesn't know where to go, contrary to what the lap cars are doing here. What this is doing though is allowing the rest of the field behind them to actually start closing that gap just a little bit. 22 seconds is a huge gap from 7th on back, but don't count them out with some strategy. Maybe they could get back into this. Plissken's almost got through the brunt of this lap traffic here. He's just got to get around the 55 of Jason So, and then he'll have fresh track ahead of him. Thanks for catching that. I missed the pit stops that were going on. So, yeah, it seems like they're going to try to break this into a two-stopper race here today, which doesn't surprise me all that much from Lakeside. It tends to kind of go against the grain when it comes to mileage and strategy calls, but that's what makes it that much more fun to watch. Here we go. Plissken's got the inside line on the 55. He's going to come charging down the front stretch, and that'll be just enough to get him around all the lap traffic for the time being. Whoa, 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 whoa. 3 wide almost. It settled into 2 wide, but that could have gotten nasty there. Shice, he went the smart route, just decided not to go 3 wide, but yeah, you can see he's kind of chomping at the bit, losing a spot here to Santi Messi, who's going around. Shy Turtle and Eli the Wolf keep running into each other here today. You kind of have to wonder if there's some sour grapes between the two of them. Finally, Shy Turtle gets around, but loses a spot back to 3rd as the 84 of Santi Messi gets around that 99 machine. Whoa, your leader, Snake Plissken, makes the pit stop. That's going to shuffle your lead to the 84 of Santi Messi. And so all of a sudden, Shy Turtle sees the blood in the water. He wants to get back by the 84 and have that lead for the temporary standing here. Laps led though, Snake Plissken has racked up 33 laps led. That means Shy Turtle's going to have to get 10 more laps to tie him, and then 11 to outscore him here today. Whoa, lap traffic is definitely making this hard for Santi Messi. Looks like Santi Messi's gonna pit here. No, he'll stay out. So is Shy Turtle, but here comes Lefty Turner and Joey Johnson. Laps to go. Undercut for sure on the 81. of Snake Plissken. He knows that with 19 laps to go that making this last pit stop may be the game changer that he needs to seal the deal, but a couple other drivers decided to stretch it here, go as long as they can. They're down to about 2 seconds slower of a lap. Santi Messi's got to pull out. So does the 15. There's Silent Amethyst in the 99 of Shy Turtle. It's going to be Willow Blake staying out on the overcut here, staying out a little bit longer. She's going to lead the line there here on lap 62. So the longer you stay out, the quicker you can get in and out for your last pit stop. Maybe a quick gas and go, maybe a pair of tires rather than 4. So we'll have to keep an eye on Willow Blake here and see what she does for her final pit stop of the race. Good run for her. She's been in the top 5 pretty solid all day. Comes Willow for her more than likely last pit stop of the evening. Finley's going to stay out. He's actually on the rebound here after pitting, it looks like. So looks like it should shuffle back around to Snake Plissken, your leader here. See if Willow makes a quick pit stop. She's on there getting tires. Going for 4, that's kind of a deal breaker on that overcut strategy. Should have just came in for 2 at that point. But 4 tires, she's going to come out maybe with a slight advantage, but more than likely not of an advantage to actually factor into the win here today. Heavily condensed traffic here around the 81. Very dense. Wow, up to second, it's Philip Purpura, Santi Messi in third, Lefty Turner in fourth. 5th place, Joey Johnson. 6th place, Shy Turtle. 7th place, Willow Blake. 8th place, Krista Cower. 9th place, Sebastian Galloway Jr. and Alex Sanvital rounding out your top 10 here today. Well, it's definitely got pretty spread out here with 16 laps to go. Pair of team cars there, both drivers racing for Al Bunch Incorporated. Campbell Marsh was stuck up on the mountain here at the beginning of the race, and he's trying to rebound for as good of a finish as he can possibly get after sustaining that damage in the first wreck of the race. At the moment, Snake Plissken has a resounding 4.5-second lead over Philip Purpura. That was just alone for making the undercut, getting out there with fresh tires and burning them down quicker than everyone else could. Well, lap traffic still going to factor in here all the way to the finish. But such a dominant lead here from Snake Plissken. You have to look pretty far back to find second place. Now up to second, Santi Messi as the 31 of Purpura drops backwards. Lefty Turner up to third. Joey Johnson in fifth with Shy Turtle in sixth. Willow Blake to seventh. Krista Cower in 8th, Sebastian Galloway Jr. in 9th, and then your 10th place driver, Alex Sanvital. Trevor Vaden, Andrew Moger, and Finley Herwig, top 13. Alan Malcolm and Tim Morse, your top 15. Keep an eye on the Delta. Wow, 6.27 seconds is the advantage for Snake Plissken. Short of a miraculous mistake here today. I don't know if Snake Plissken is going to lose this thing after putting up the over-under and putting up a great strategy here today with the undercuts and getting a big advantage over the rest of the field. .79, so it's shrinking a little bit. It's going to have to shrink nearly a half to a 3/4 of a second each lap for it to even get interesting with these 11 last laps of the race. Of course, Santi Messi not yet a winner this season, but that 84, no stranger to victory lane. Your defending Bridge to Cup championship car that was raced by Alex Crowther last year. Atlee Weiss had also spent some time in the seat getting wins for that 84 machine. It's no joke. Doesn't matter who you throw in the car, it's going to be up there competing for wins. And it's been proven time and time again, especially now with Santi Messi in the 84. Seems like it's kind of been a resurgence for Messi to have better runs since joining that 84 team. But at the moment, that gap started to go back in the wrong direction as 84 lost some time. How cool would that be for Al Bunch Incorporated to have both of their drivers at 2 wins apiece here in Bridge to Cup? Something that we have not seen in the Cup Series yet. We have not seen standalone dominance by any team, any driver. But here in Bridge to Cup, it's a different story. I would say we've gotten at least 3, maybe 4 drivers capable of taking this championship, and it's been proven with their consistency and their ability to be up front and fight for wins. I think those 4 drivers very much in the mix this season. It's going to be Snake Plissken, Willow Blake, Lefty Turner, and maybe a toss-up between Santi Messi and Joey Johnson, since we've seen Santi Messi always in the top 10. If you had to go a 5th driver, I think Sebastian Galloway Jr. is definitely going to be a dark horse fighting for this championship this year. So great consistency. Hasn't been able to put together the win quite yet, but it's a matter of when and not if, because he'll find a way to victory lane. It's just a matter of time to when he actually succeeds in pulling it off. Now down below 5 seconds, Santi Messi is closing in as close as he can with 8 laps to go. This lap traffic giving 81 fits here as he's not able to get around this lap traffic right now. 3 wide ahead of him almost. Yeah, Snake Plissken is going to be counting his eggs here, making sure he's got all his ducats in a row. You'll win in Bridgeton Cup. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. That 95 machine's stout and capable of winning. It's just the right break, the right, lucky break, and you'll get there. And you're getting top 5s and top 10s pretty regularly right now. So the next step on that ladder is getting those race wins. Still not a whole lot of drama, no wrecks or anything really to spoil the party here and reset for a caution here today. I don't think we're going to see any more cautions at this pace. If we do have a caution, it could be up front with your leaders here though, but highly unlikely. Doesn't seem like we're really getting reckless here tonight. For Snake Plissken, it's pretty simple. Just ride it out. Don't try to overdo it here. You've got a good buffer, a 4.5 second buffer, and that buffer is starting to shrink though. As this lap around, that 84 machine is down to 3.6 seconds back. So he's closing. The accordion effect is going to happen. It's going to bring your drivers with fresher tires back up to the front here, with one last valiant effort to fight for the win. As Snake Plissken, his tires and the lap traffic definitely slowing him down a little bit. But it's going to be about 5 laps to go this time by. He's on the inside of Chase Kovacic here. Crazy. The duality of racing, as always. From race winner last week to about go a lap down here today with 5 laps to go. Chase Kovacic got to celebrate his win and now just trying to fight for his life here today. That lead is shrunk down to 2.86 seconds. Santi Messi really wants to get into the mix here as the laps tick away. 5 to go. Snake Plissken's got the lead. He's got the laps led here today. Led most laps for the 81 machine. Now he's just got to close it out. And lurking ever closer in that background, you can see the baby blue 84 BMW. He's only got about 3 cars separating him from the lead here of Snake Plissken. And this is where Plisken's gonna have to try and dial it up a little bit, kick it in to overdrive, because that distance behind him, it's closing, and it's closing quickly. Having a hard time getting around the 10 of Justin Day 2. 84 gets around the other car there, and now he's only gotten 2 cars separating him from Snake Plissken. I'll make that 3 again as Plissken finally gets the job done on the 10 of Day 2. 3 laps to go. 3 cars separate your leader. Jack Davis is going to hold up Snake Plissken a little bit here. As you're keeping an eye on that delta, it's down to 2.18 seconds. And probably just another lap time. It could be down to just under 2 seconds. Probably within the 1.8, 1.7. But still not enough being made up here for the 84 to actually catch Snake Plissken. And Plissken gets by that last lap car. So this right here could be a game changer. if he's able to just drive away with it now. Still not a lot of drama throughout the field. No necessities for a caution. Santi Messi down to 1.8 seconds, but he's got 4 cars separating him from the lead. And just a handful of laps left to go. Snake Plissken, a winner on the season already. He took his first victory at Phoenix just a short while back, nearly a month ago at this point. 2 laps to go this time by lap 79 of 80. Snake Plissken's lead, 1.83 seconds. It's the tightest it's been all through this last run. The 84 is going to have a lot of work to do. Not only does he have to get around all 3 of these lap cars, he's going to have to catch and pass the 81 of Snake Plissken. All within just a span of 1 more lap after they come across the line this time. Keep an eye on that delta. It's 1.83. Gonna see the white flag this time. 1 more lap to go. The race is official. No caution can extend to this race here tonight. No green-white checkers. It's gonna end under regulation. 1 more lap underway here at Lakeside. The advantage now grows to 2.4 seconds, short of a mechanical failure. Snake Plissken is going to walk away with this one here today. No drama here for the lead. Let's skim through the field and see what other battles are brewing. Willow Blake looks like she's going to settle in for a 6th. 31 smoke his tires there. Oh, just clipped the dirt. Wow, long ways to the next group, and it's the 98, Krista Cower, and the 95 is Sebastian Galloway Jr. All in the meanwhile, up front right now, driving to the checkered flag, Snake Plissken, your race winner here today. This might be the last big battle in the field between these 3 drivers for the top 10. Krista Cower, Sebastian Galloway Jr., and Alex Sanvital, 8, 9, and 10. Krista's going to secure that 8th position, Sebastian Galloway 9th, and Alex Sanvital top 10. But your race winner here today, none other than the 81 of Snake Plissken to get that 2nd win on the season. Him and his teammate, Campbell Marsh, both at 2 wins apiece. Al Bunch Incorporated doing very well in Bridge to Cup this season. And for Snake Plissken, that should help him gather some big points here today to possibly be moving towards that points lead. We'll see once the points get tallied. It's going to be interesting to see where he shakes out in the mix. Still had some great finishes from the drivers like Willow Blake. Sebastian Galloway Jr., albeit a 9th place finish here today, he still was your points leader rolling into today. But with the lefty Turner top 5, Willow Blake top 5, that's going to change things a little bit. Top 10 for Willow, my bad. Trevor Vaden must be out of gas on the last lap here. I'm sorry, folks, too. I was kind of groggy before the stream, and hopefully I wasn't too tired sounding through the stream here today. Yeah, he's coasting back to pit road. It's no fuel for the 18 machine, but he's going to bring it back home anyways. 2026 Bridge to Cup Race 7 of 30. Well, congratulations to Snake Plissken in his dominant performance here today, besting even the likes of Shy Turtle, who led a lot of laps. He gets his second win on the season and continues his excellence that we've seen from ARCA carry on over into Bridge to Cup. So with that, folks, tomorrow night, hopefully, or tomorrow afternoon, I think we'll still try to get that Sigma Elite Challenge race in. I've got all the paints done. The only problem is I am dog tired today, and I don't know if there's much left in the tank. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Much appreciated always with your continued support and in excitement for the series. Lakeside was a good race. We had some interesting scenarios pan out, and ultimately a winner that we probably could have seen coming. With that, folks, I would love to wish y'all a great night. Stay safe out there. And until next time, this is Jakester signing out.